All right, so we're back doing this one more time. I'm Tony Sandoval, Handyman Services, Omaha, Nebraska. That there is Pete, the terrible and mighty Floof Beast, who is currently terrorizing the backyard. And come to talk to you today. Our special tool to discuss is a faucet installation multi-tool. This one is a Kobalt brand. I got it from Lowe's. Not a power tool, but it's a tool I use quite often because as a handyman, especially for a lot of local businesses and the small handful of residentials I still do, faucets are a big thing. So putting a faucet in involves multiple parts. You know, you're connecting from your supply line, from the copper, usually the nipple connect there, or the shutoff valve or shutoff valve, and then you run your supply line up underneath where it connects. You've got to screw that in, and then you've got to take down the big screw that's around the inlet that holds it down to the sink basin area. Take all that off. This is designed to be like an 8-in-1 tool. Okay, now this particular brand, I'm going to go out and I'm going to tell you right now, is not my highest rated tool. Although this tool in general is a very handy tool. I mean, I like having one of these. I just don't know if I got the best one that I could here. And the number one reason is, now see, this has adjustable, so you take this out and you can insert it back in different ways, and it kind of locks in with them little grooves here, and you turn different nuts. So it actually it's a wrench. It turns the different nuts, and you can like stick a screwdriver, give you a little more oomph to it. Okay, or you turn it around, you're catching on the different underneath the sink there, a lot of different things. Same thing here. This is like for your supply line nuts. Okay, you take this, put it in there, and it allows you kind of, especially when you get up behind them, really not, especially consider not so much like say a kitchen sink, which gives you a lot more room under the basin, under the sink, but like in say in a bathroom sink where you're under a small space, under a small cabinet, something like that, and you're trying to reach up in there, you ain't doing it with a lot of tools. This here makes it a lot easier. I will say, the thing I'm not thrilled about with this particular brand, this particular model, is, there you go, the plastic sleeve. This has a bit more play in it. It bends and twists more under pressure. So like when you use these grooves here, you're using these grooves on the big plastic nut, the connectors that connect it to the sink, to the bottom of the sink, so that it don't pull up and out. Okay, this big round plastic thing, you can have 3, 4 little nubs on each side. These catch on those, and they allow you to turn them around. The split here, so like if you got a water supply line going connected to the faucet, you just, if it's straight, if it is a straight line, pop it right through the groove, boom, and then stuck it up there, connect to the thing, start turning. Okay, that's the idea. This has a little more play than I like. You start getting it turned. Now on a newer installation, something that hasn't got maybe a lot of calcium buildup or some kind of buildup on the threads, it turns right easy. Okay, but that's going to be expected with any tool you use. Anything that's got some kind of buildup that's stopping them from turning, this bends and twists a little more, so you can't really get a good connection on it. I'm not thrilled with how much play is in this. I don't know. I haven't tried any other brands yet. I just know that I wish this was just a little more solid, a little more less twisty and bendy. Because I mean, you know, you have to put something in there to kind of WD-40 something up in there just to break that stuff up, so that you can get it started turning, and then it comes real easy. And then this thing works great. I mean, once you've got a nice, it's a loose connection where whatever it is you're coming, you know, the unthreading, and it doesn't have any buildup or anything to stop it. Well, this thing, well, that's reaching up in there and sticking that up in there and turning, you know, because you're turning mostly from the bottom, because that's what, the way you're laying in there on your side, you know, and you're trying to turn. You're holding it basically down here like this, or something like that, you know, because you're trying to reach up behind where the bowl kind of concaves against, so you got like that much room to get your hand in it. You're holding it about kind of some way from the bottom area like this. So as you got this up here and you're trying to turn it, it's not as great as I would like it to be. Once it's loose, and you just need to unthread it down, all that, you know, well, this thing is a champ. I love having this for doing that. It's just this particular one I've just found is a little too flexy to do that. I mean, just general squeezing, you can see the flex in there. And so it's just little plastic flanges that it catches on. You're trying to turn, and it's almost like it's too much. It'll start to bend them little plastic flanges at the top if it's something, you know, like I said, build up or something on the threads. And it's not turning, you're trying to turn the flanges and little catches, and it starts bending those if they're plastic. And then at the same time, this bending, this bottom part is twisting. And you're trying to get a good grip, and it's twisting in your hair, you know, and you're feeling it. I don't know. So you always definitely want to make sure that you have whatever it is, any buildup that would prevent it from unthreading. You want to clean that up so that when you get it up in there, turn, then this thing works really nice. You know, 1 out of 5, again, would I buy it again? That kind of a thing. A 5 is like, I didn't even finish using it, it was useless, and I would never buy it again. A 4 is, well, I finished using it, but it's not likely I'd buy it again. A 3 is average. Yeah, I'd probably use it again if, you know, might even consider buying again if there's nothing better. You know, a 2-star rating would be, well, this is the better tool, and definitely look to using it regularly. And then, of course, your 5-star, I went kind of reverse order, 1-star being the worst, 5-star being the best. So 4-star is the better tool. Best is your 5-star, and that is the one that's my go-to, my best thing I've found to work. And sorry, I'm getting a little sun glare in here. Even though it's a cloudy day, I'm getting some glare here. Uh-oh, Pete found a squirrel, so if you're barking. He's being pretty well behaved with a squirrel right there, teasing him like that. But anyway, this is gonna be a 3. 3 stars, it's okay. It falls into the, you know, if 1 star is bad, 2 stars is poor, 3 is good, better, best. 5 stars. This falls number 3. It's good. I keep it in my toolbox. I bought it. It's worth keeping in my toolbox. It's just I have to kind of, like I said, mostly in how it, you know, flexes. Now, I will go on past that, getting past that point. And the reason why it's a 3 and not a 2 is that these are nice because I can use them in conjunction with this to get the reach if I need to. And this one here. But it's also really nice because if I can get my hand up in there even and use these things to catch and just turn with my fingers, my hands, these are really nice. Same thing with this one. I can get up there and use this little metal flanges here and just grab and grip, and just using my fingers, if that's all the power I need, it allows me to turn something better than trying to squeeze a little thing like this. I can grab and get some meat and have something to hold on to turn it with one of these. So with using this as an attachment to hold it, or even just holding it with my hands, these are really nice. I like these a lot. They've come in very handy both ways, connected to this and using them just with my fingers. And I'm glad that they can be used that way. it's worked out really nice. Another nice thing is, again, just again using it by itself, I can stick this up connected, stick a screwdriver, an old one, through the hole, and I mean I can really get some turn power on that if I need to. So that hole was genius. I love that they planned on that. They advertise that. It's on the packaging to use that way. I love that. So it's good that way. You can see that it's shaped, like a nut right here. So I can get a wrench and turn also. Because when you're using this end up here, I'll tell you right now, or even here, you're getting something in there and it's a tight turn in a lot of them places. You want to have a little more oomph. If you've got the room for it, I'm telling you, these are nice. These two here are nice features. I really do. I like that a lot. So, and again, being a multi-tool, I'm not rooting around a toolbox just to, make some changes on when I do faucet changes or something. Everything I've got, I pretty much generally need right here for the underside of the faucet. Of course, you're still going to need your screwdriver, putting your tops on and all that. But in general, I mean, under the sink, this right here does it. And that's why it's a 3 and not a 2. Because even though I don't like the flex in the plastic, everything else has held up. And I've done several sinks and faucets since I bought this. This I bought a couple of months ago. And I try to use something a few times before I give you a really good review on how, because I don't always get a chance to video while I'm doing it and using it. A lot of people get that chance. I don't get that chance. I don't remember. Usually I'm by myself, and I'm ADHD. Bob in my head doesn't let me remember to do stuff or anything. So I come back after the fact, after having used it. Now hopefully I can describe better how I've used it, the situations. I work on commercial sinks in restaurant kitchens and in my business, because I do mostly handyman work for businesses. And I do for lots of different kinds of places, but usually when it comes to working on sinks and whatnot, it's usually in my commercial kitchens. A few residentials. I don't do that many residentials anymore, but I have a few still. But very handy. I got to admit, it has been, in general, a very handy tool to own. Keep it in my toolbox, my wrench box. And so the Kobalt multi-tool, multi-function faucet wrench set kit thing, 3 stars. It's in the good, and yeah, it's worth having once I've paid the money for it. If I ever go to replace this, I'm going to look for something that might be a little more rigid, a little more sturdy in the plastic part here, in the grip. Other than that, that's the only complaint I really have about it. So there you go, folks. Y'all have a great day. Stay handy out there. If you're doing it DIY, just try to do it right and do it well. And if I can help, by gosh, let me know. Y'all have a great day. Oops.